In this video, we're going to go over a little tip in regards to safety. In particular, we're talking about roof safety and how to ascend to the second story of a roof. So in this situation, we scanned around the house. We found that there's two spots that we could use the roof to ascend to the second story. And we just have to decide, okay, which of the two is the most optimal. So the rule of thumb that I'm using in this case is this roof, like this part of the roof over here, there's about 7 tiles. You can trust me, I counted them. There's 7 tiles over here, and there are 10 tiles over here. So, so therefore, this is a little bit of a longer part of the roof, and this is slightly shorter, 3 or so tiles, so a couple feet. So this is longer, this is shorter. And then secondarily, this is a little bit more flat, it looks like, this part of the roof, versus this part of the roof is also flat. It's really not that steep, but it's just a little bit more steep than this part. So those are the 2 rules of thumb I'm going to use in terms of how long the roof is and how steep the roof is. So as a rule of thumb, use the slightly longer part of the roof and the slightly less steep part of the roof. Sometimes that's going to be the same thing. So we're gonna take the ladder over here to get to the second story, because that is a really good indicator it's going to be the safer part of the roof, because there's a larger margin of error, because there's more tiles, so it's harder to fall off, and it's flatter, so it's less likely for the ladder to kick out, for example. So those are going to be the 2 foremost kind of ways to assess which part of the roof you're going to use that's most optimal. Is it's flatter, and there's a little bit of a longer part of the section of the roof, so it's less likely for us to fall off or kick out. So it's very unlikely to happen in either of these cases. They're really safe to ascend to the second story, but this is just slightly better because it's flatter and it's longer. So use that as a rule of thumb when you're figuring out what is the most safe area to ascend to the second story. That's my train of thought, is it's a little bit flatter and it's a little bit longer. So in this case, use the spot, but use your best judgment. Scan around the house, and those are going to be the rule of thumbs, the rules of thumb that I'm going to use. So both are safe, just this one's a little bit more optimal.